A vertiginous rush catapulted Sevyn through the membrane of reality. A universe exploded in a kaleidoscopic supernova of gold and starlight. In one heartbeat, he stood among the Garnet Warriors, their laughter swirling like ancient song beneath the pyramid's shadow. In the next, he was suspended at the precipice of an impossible dimension, a fever-dream realm where space fractured and folded into itself, bursting with colors so vivid they sang in crystalline voices. The ground beneath his feet undulated and shimmered, a living tapestry of molten gemstone and liquid light, shifting through a spectrum that included colors his mind could only half imagine. Towering crystalline spires spiraled skyward, each facet flinging shards of radiance into whirls of celestial geometry, igniting constellations that danced through a sky ablaze with nebulae, auroras, and rivers of luminous plasma. There were no clouds here, only storms of pure magic twisting and writhing in the firmament. Every breath was a symphony. The air thrummed with wild harmonics, each inhalation electrifying his senses and setting the world alight with music. Flora pulsed in rapturous clusters, titanic blooms weeping bioluminescent opals, petals unfurling and collapsing in sync with the universe's hidden heartbeat, leaves whispering in dialects lost to stars. The transformation was so violent, so resplendent, that Sevyn felt as if he'd been flung through the dreaming mind of a god, hurled into a mythic hallucination where reality, magic, and possibility were one, and the rules of the cosmos danced in gleeful anarchy. As Sevyn tried to find his balance on the shifting ground, he felt like he was in a dream. The ground changed between soft moss and smooth crystal ridges. Gravity pulled at him from odd directions, making him feel unsteady. Each breath tasted of wildflowers, and the air sparkled with strange colors. Directions felt mixed up, and sounds echoed as if he were underwater. He felt lost and confused, his vision blurring as reality seemed to twist. Trying to steady himself, Sevyn spun around and bumped into a figure behind him, the shock sending a jolt through his body. The man in front of him had dark skin and wore shining gold that reflected the colors of the realm. His golden headdress, topped with pointed spires and set with glowing gems, made his features look even more regal. He wore gold-plated shades with sharp modern lenses that hid his eyes and reflected Sevyn's amazed face, adding to his mystery. A large gold plate covered his chest, engraved with swirling patterns and ancient symbols that seemed to glow with power. Gold bands wrapped his arms and wrists, each marked with celestial signs that sparked when he moved. He gave off an air of authority, like a king or a guardian of the cosmos. The figure stood with calm confidence, every move careful and sure. His wide grin was both charming and a little intimidating, and his teeth were set with colorful gems, rubies, jade, turquoise, and diamonds that caught the light and made tiny rainbows. Even his breath seemed to shine with a golden mist. His posture drew attention and respect. In Bearak's presence, Sevyn felt both awe and nervousness, sensing he was on the edge of something big and unknown. "Boy, if we're going to be partners, you'd better show some respect. I'm Bearak, and together we can make magic happen," he declared, his voice resonating with the weight of command. "So you're Bearak. No disrespect intended. It's an honor," Sevyn replied, awe in his voice as he knelt, overwhelmed. "Stand, Sevyn Wayne. No need for formality," Bearak laughed, his charisma contrasting with Sevyn's reverence. Sevyn couldn't help but analyze Bearak. "Your presence combines royal authority, advanced technology, and divine symbols. The golden headdress has detailed engravings that seem to pulse with energy, probably channels of power or ancient knowledge," Sevyn said, clearly impressed by Bearak's appearance. "Smarter than the average Garnet warrior. What else do you see?" Bearak challenged, intrigued. "Your crown shows more than just authority. It suggests you're a guardian of realms. Your eyes are hidden behind shiny lenses, making you seem like an oracle. The metal earrings highlight your ceremonial role. Your detailed collar and armor blend traditional and otherworldly styles, hinting at old laws and destinies, Sevyn said, enjoying the details. Your upper arms are wrapped in gold bands, engraved with celestial glyphs, and there's an insignia on your bicep, perhaps the mark of a chosen or reincarnated deity. A crimson cape flows behind you, symbolizing nobility and martial prowess. Sevyn continued, his voice tinged with reverence. Enough. I'm flattered you see me as a guardian of realms. Impressive. Did Shabaka or Ruabaki help identify me? Bearak asked. No, sir, just my own observation. Or, Your Highness? What should I call you? Sevyn stammered, feeling inadequate. Just call me Bearak, but be respectful, he replied, unbothered by Sevyn's fluster. But I'm not worthy to address you so casually, Sevyn insisted, awe filling his voice. Bearak leaned in, his eyes full of mischief and energy. I like you, Sevyn. There's something about you, like you're a spark waking up my old fire. Did you know your secret romance with a princess demon has caused a stir across the realms? You're breaking the unbreakable laws of divinity. And that's truly amazing. It's been ages since anyone dared to do that. I want to be your guide on this wild journey, wherever it takes us, he said, his voice intense and both fascinating and unsettling to Sevyn. After all that, you still want to partner with me? Why? I'm just a man seeking his son and the truth about my wife, Sevyn said, stunned. Waste my time? Bearak laughed, the sound booming through the air. You excite me. I have all eternity ahead of me, and honestly, I was getting bored. But then you showed up, breaking the so-called unbreakable laws of the universe. You're a mystery and a challenge to fate. I want to see what fate has planned for us, he said, his eyes bright with ambition as the air around him seemed to spark with energy. You're serious? And what's with that electricity? Sevyn asked, incredulous. Absolutely. I had to defeat my closest friend to get here, Bearak said, pride clear on his face. She's one of the toughest warriors I've ever met, and trust me, she'll recover with barely a scratch. Also, I thought you were a scholar. If you knew a little Hebrew, you'd know my name means lightning or to bless. My emotions often affect things, he added, showing both confidence and boldness. So you defeated a woman. How do you feel about that? Sevyn quipped, eyebrow arched, playful. Fantastic! Bearak's laughter was infectious, a brilliant sunbeam breaking through the clouds of tension, filling the air with an irresistible joy. I faced a formidable foe and emerged victorious. But don't let gender cloud your perception. Some of the fiercest warriors I've encountered have been women. Men underestimate them at their own peril. So you didn't take your friend lightly, Sevyn smirked. Not in the least. Bearak's tone shifted to one of gravity. They sought to join you for all the wrong reasons. I won't allow distractions to derail an epic adventure, he explained, the fire of conviction blazing brightly in his eyes. Thanks for your honesty. My mission is clear. Truth and justice for my family, Sevyn asserted, trust growing between them. Bearak spoke with excitement, his energy filling the space. So, what do you think? Do we have a deal? Can we be partners? He held out his hand, which glowed with a strange light promising power. If you agree, I'll give you a part of my essence to help you on your quest. Sevyn felt the moment surround him, as if the universe itself paused and focused on them. The air seemed charged with energy, blurring the line between worlds. As Bearak held out his glowing hand, golden light swirled around it, forming symbols that moved across the ground. In that light, Sevyn saw visions of battles, alliances, and loved ones appearing and disappearing at the edge of time. With a handshake, they could change everything, a partnership full of promise and transformation. I'll need all the help I can get, Sevyn said, gripping Bearak's hand. Their handshake sealed the pact, flashes of gold illuminating their eyes and unleashing new potential. In an instant, they were back in the Garnet Realm, still holding hands. It felt as if everything paused for a moment. Suddenly, more than 30 owls turned into humans, leaving Sevyn speechless. He looked around at the surprised faces of the Garnet Warriors and their companions, all waiting for what would happen next. A deep silence filled the group, everyone feeling the importance of the moment. After years away, Bearak's return was a rare event that amazed the warriors. Their eyes shone as they saw his shining clothes and felt his powerful presence. They watched him with excitement, eager for what would come next. "Warriors!" Bearak boomed, his voice slicing through the thick air. "As we stand together today, I must express my deepest gratitude to Rasul Baki. Without his brilliance in crafting this realm, none of this could exist. And to you, Sevyn, thank you for forging this unbreakable alliance and challenging the status quo. With the heart of a trailblazer and the will of a god, Sevyn will be the spark that shatters the illusion of this matrix, like a meteor crashing through the mundane." He raised his fist and thunder and lightning flashed across the sky, inspiring every warrior. Their cheers filled the air, united and ready to face whatever came next. "To the pit!" Rua Baki, the first in command, shouted with passion, his voice echoing through the air. "Warriors!" Bearak boomed, his voice slicing through the thick air. "As we stand together today, I must express my deepest gratitude to Rasul Baki. Without his brilliance in crafting this realm, none of this could exist. And to you, Sevyn, thank you for forging this unbreakable alliance and challenging the status quo. With the heart of a trailblazer and the will of a god, Sevyn will be the spark that shatters the illusion of this matrix. Like a meteor crashing through the mundane." He raised his fist and thunder and lightning flashed across the sky, inspiring every warrior. Their cheers filled the air, united and ready to face whatever came next. "To the pit!" Rua Baki, the first in command, shouted with passion, his voice echoing through the air. The pit, a sacred and feared battleground, waited for them with its huge black gates carved with the names of legendary warriors. Torches lit the way, their flames casting shadows on banners from every clan. The ground seemed to shake as the warriors repeated Rua Baki's call, determination running through their ranks as they moved forward. As the warriors rushed forward, their boots pounding the ground, Sevyn paused, feeling the need to help. The air was full of excitement and noise. In the chaos, he saw Theen struggling to stand, holding her side and breathing hard. "Hey, I'm Sevyn. Let me help you up. Are you okay?" he asked, reaching out to her. But before he could help, Bearak, full of energy and impatience, was nearby, waiting for Sevyn to catch up. "Leave her! She'll be just fine!" Bearak shouted amidst the chaos. "I'm not just going to leave her behind," Sevyn replied, extending his hand to Theen, determination set in his eyes. "Don't touch me!" she snapped, her eyes showing both pride and pain as she pulled her hand away. "I don't need your sympathy. I was defeated fairly. Stop rubbing it in!" Her voice was strong as she got to her feet, refusing to show weakness in front of the others. Dust covered her armor, and blood ran from a small cut on her forehead, but her determination was clear. "I'm just trying to help. Seriously, the last thing I want is to be a bother," Sevyn insisted, throwing a glance at Bearak, who was tapping his foot impatiently. "Sevyn, let's go before I miss out on the best seat in the realm," Bearak hollered, his voice crackling with urgency. "All right! Lead the way!" Sevyn called, caught between urgency and chaos. With hope in their hearts and adventure ahead, the two ran toward the pit, dust rising behind them as the crowd cheered. The arena grew larger, its walls covered in carvings of old battles, and the air smelled of earth and sweat. Drums sounded in the distance, signaling that the contest was about to start, and banners waved in the wind. Their friendship and desire for glory set the stage for their biggest challenge yet, one that would become legend.